Hello, guys. So good to see you all tonight. If you're catching this after the live has finished, hello. Please make sure that you just give us a little hashtag replay. That will be really, really cool. Tonight we are doing selling. Now, I know selling is a touchy subject. I know there's a lot of people who are doing sort of I think it's MLM selling, and there's a little bit of drama around that. Some people love it, some people hate it. Let us know which one you are. So yeah, I am going to just quickly do my banner. So I do this every time. It just helps because it takes time for people to come on and watch these things. And this is Sandy and Tara. Tara is hopefully joining us a little bit later in the show. We'll see how it goes. And this is about selling. Let's see what people have to say about that. So selling is not pushy. All right. What are your thoughts on it, guys? Have you had bad experiences with people really forcing you to buy things from them? Have you been cornered, feeling sort of guilted into buying things? Have you been befriended on Facebook and then hunted down and suddenly propositioned with a sale that you did not expect to have in your inbox at any time? So yeah, let me know. That will be awesome. All right, so I'm going to share with you guys now the quote for today. So for those of you who haven't been following this show, every single week we are going to be looking at the top, I think it's the top 100 quotes from the top 100 companies around the world, and picking them apart, looking for the golden nuggets within those quotes. So we're going to share screen now so that you can see. Okay, so for tonight, let me read that for you. Selling is not a pushy, winner-takes-all macho act. It is an empathy-led, process-driven, and knowledge-intensive discipline. Because in the end, people buy from people. And that is by Subroto Bagchi, co-founder of Mindtree. So let's break that up. Okay, so the whole purpose of this show is to find the golden nuggets within these wise sayings. So selling is not a pushy, winner-takes-all macho act. Now, I used to be a co-host for MIBA International on the Central Coast. So that was for mums in business from all over the place. There were hundreds and hundreds of mums, thousands of mums all around the world, all coming together every month to really just talk about business and encourage one another and grow our companies together. So Tara, Mollel, and I, we co-hosted that. And it was a phenomenal experience, very, very interesting experience. And I found that a lot of the people were very, very sweet, lovely, lovely ladies, but there was an element of a pushy sales nature within some of the people. You know, there was those that stayed, and then there was those that just came for a day, tried to sell, and left, never came back. They kind of had that whole winner takes all macho act. Now, with the winner takes all, that kind of rings true in a lot of businesses. There is a real fight to be the top of the game, to be the winner, to be the biggest one, to make the most sales. And what happens is, as a salesperson or as a business owner who has something to sell, you can forget that you are selling to human beings and that it needs to be empathy-led. It needs to be a connection that is made with people. So the next section is, it is an empathy-led, process-driven, and knowledge-intensive discipline. So I think that can ring true for any kind of business, whether you are a micro enterprise, a small to moderate sized enterprise, or a well-established business. Everything at the heart of it does need to be empathy-led. And I don't know how that works so much when it comes to big companies like Big W, Kmart, like the bigger companies. I'm not sure how they go about being empathy-led with their sales. Although in their photographs and their, the magazines and the sales catalogs and things like that, you will see they pull on the heartstrings. that might be that empathy-led sales. And being process-driven is a very different thing. You cannot just wade out there into the business, into the business realm without a plan. You need to have a plan. And I'm going to welcome Tara just now, and she will help talk about that as well. So we'll be talking about being empathy-led, being process-driven, and being knowledge-intensive. All right. So I'm going to welcome Tara now. She has just hopped on board. So good to see you. Hello, my darling.
Hello. My apologies.
No worries. I'm just going to turn down my speaker just a little bit there. So good to see you, my love. So yeah, I was just saying that, sales, and when we were running the MIBA mums group, there were certain individuals that would just arrive, but they had this whole macho vibe and this winner takes all vibe, and they didn't stay very long. They didn't make any long-lasting friendships. They didn't make any connections, and they were gone. Whereas there was this core group of women who were there quite genuinely to connect and make friends, and they stuck around and they got to learn things. Sales is not an easy subject. It's a very, very sensitive, touchy topic. People don't like being sold to in certain ways. They need to almost make the decision for themselves without realizing that you have actually sold a product to them. It's kind of a tricky one.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because, what's interesting out of every aspect of business is you can do some kind of education for it, some kind of formal education. So you can get your MBA, you can do a marketing degree, you can do tax and financials, you can do all of that. The only thing that has no formal qualifications is sales.
Wow.
That's it. Isn't that crazy? And sales is the lifeblood of your business. I mean, we've said this before. If you are not making sales, then you don't have a business. Simple as that. And it is so delicate, and it's such a shame that sales does have this bad rap, like this bad, icky, we don't really want to talk about it, let's just push it under the rug kind of feel, or gets that kind of reaction because you've got, a couple of few bad apples ruins the bunch kind of thing, because, you've got a few people that do that macho act, like the quote says, it does, that sleazy, slimy, pushy, I'm going to give you shit that you don't actually need, want, or is useful. And the problem is we're still seeing a lot of it. And it feels like we're seeing it more, and it's more in our faces thanks to social media and, the paid Facebook advertising. I mean, I can't play Candy Crush without getting an ad and someone trying to sell me crap. It's this fake guru crap. So it's hard. There's a lot of bad selling going on, and it gives sales in and of itself a bad name because it doesn't have to be pushy, and it shouldn't, right? It absolutely shouldn't. It's never about convincing someone that they need something. It's about education. So I always see sales as an education process. We need to educate people on what our product or service is, and the problem that it solves, and the solution that it offers, and those benefits. Like, you've got to make it very clear and direct. Everything that you do as a business owner has to solve a very real and very urgent problem that people have. And a lot of business owners skip over that. So they go, I've got this great idea for this service, this product, I'm going to do it. But they never think about, it's actually solving this problem. So then their sales has to be icky and pushy and whatever, because they don't actually know why people would buy this thing.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to all that ickiness. So here the quote is talking about it needs to be empathy-led. Absolutely empathy-led. You empathize with people because you're like, it really sucks to have this problem, this issue, this challenge. That freaking sucks. Like with MIBA, we knew, not that I want to keep repeating the name, but we knew the idea of like mums networking. What is the problem? We're freaking mums and we've got kids, and networking is always at a terrible time. So it was like we didn't have to sell our event at all.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah,
hey, you want to network, you want to connect, and we
yeah,
know the problems that you have. So bring your kids. Come at
yeah.
this time. I think we had ours at like 10, 11 o'clock.
Mm,
It was a very doable time before,
yeah,
just before lunch and midday naps and all the rest of it. So we never had to sell tickets. We're like, hey, we know this problem. We know how freaking hard it
yeah,
is to network and get support as a mum in business. So come along to this thing. Like, we had a very clear solution for a very clear problem. So
yeah,
we never had to sell, in
yeah.
that sense. So
And
I think that's
seeing
really
here,
important.
yeah, and seeing here it says process driven, knowledge intensive, and then the word discipline. I think a lot of people who go into sales, and I say this with a lot of respect for anyone who's watching, a lot of people who go into sales, sort of, selling a product like a type of candle or a type of oil, or they're generally people who want to be free. They're people who have sold
Yeah.
into the idea of be your own boss, manage your own time, have your own life, but then they don't realize how much discipline, how much process has to be developed and to make themselves successful while being free. And they don't understand that they have to do all of those really restrictive things until such time as they qualify to become more free, which is they reach certain goals and certain sales and things. That's something that always kind of I struggled with as a small business owner. I kind of wanted the freedom and to be able to sleep in a little bit and do my work whenever I wanted. I didn't realize how much focus and discipline and hard yakka it was going to take just to get a basic salary in the door. Because, for me, being in the arts, it's a outlying sort of business type, and it's labor intensive for small yield. So I was like, oh my God, I got to put the hours in just to be able to pay my basic bills. Obviously very much the wrong industry. I should have gone into something way more lucrative, which is why I'm now going into therapy, being a therapist. That'll be a lot more income for a lot less physical labor, a lot of emotional labor. So, people don't realize that it's going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I blame social media for that.
Well,
and fake gurus.
Yeah, the sales models that got them into that sales funnel in the first place. There's a lot of, I'm sorry to use the word, a swear word, but there's a lot of bullshitting going on.
Get the fuck out of network marketing, guys. Yeah. Get the fuck out. It's a scam. Fall into
this trap. There's always an initial down payment. And then there's that guilt cycle of, oh my God, I, took money out of my savings. I've spent $500 to sign up to this, whatever it is. They said that everybody would want this. Why can't I sell it? And then they start doing the weird creeper stuff. They make random friends with you on Facebook. You think I've had people, oh my God, I'm sure you've had it.
Invite you to so many fucking parties.
And they're like, hey, I'd love to be friends. I've had a look at your profile. Love what you do. Like, I think you're amazing. I want to be friends. And I go, oh, how lovely. A friendly person who wants nothing from me but my friendship. And then I go, yay. And then I click accept. And then like 12 hours later, I get the message like that long. Just that long, and you're just like, you just copy pasted that, bitch. You have that in Google Keep or in your Apple phone document, whatever the fuck you people use Apple, and you just copy pasting on all these people. And I feel like a statue that a bird has just taken a big ass dump on, because there's not a real connection at all. This person hasn't gone, hey, do you love doing scrapbooking? Do you really need this little machine that you push on paper and it makes a flower? Do you need it? It's just this like, hey, you've just been crop dusted with my mass marketing copy paste. I'm too cheap to afford Monkey.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yep. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And you're right. I mean, there's quite a few things going on with that. But network marketers, let's get real. You just, it's sales. You're a door-to-door salesman. That's exactly what network marketing is. And the problem that's going on now with anyone can start a business, like the barrier to entry of starting a business has lowered a lot. It is a lot more accessible, which is great. However, it means that we've got to wade through the layers and layers of shit and junk and the bad sales to actually stand out as something genuine, authentic, and good value and quality. So you do need to work a lot harder, especially when you're starting up, to break through the noise of the crap and the nonsense. The problem is, though, with network marketing, a lot of people who are targeted are people and women, I'll say, because we met a lot of them who are who are desperate for financial security and independence, who are desperate to find themselves and reassert themselves. Perhaps they were career driven before and then have kids and you get a bit lost for a while. So people who are desperate. Now, here's the thing. All the times that I have seen sales really go to shit is because the person who is having the sales conversation, who is running the sales process, is desperate, right? When you get to that point of friggin' desperation, and we hit that point so many times, especially as small business owners, but when you hit desperation, people can feel it. There's an energy that oozes out of you, and it doesn't matter if you've got the perfect... That's it. It doesn't matter if you've got the perfect fucking sales script in front of you. It oozes desperation. You do become pushy, and then people are going to back away, even if they love what you have. It's like you use that word, you give off that vibe, and people are like, "Ooh, fuck no! Like I'm not doing this. I'm doing this." So it's the desperation that really sabotages a lot of people. And so, it's a hard one. I think, starting in, we're now talking specifically network marketing. I think you really, majority don't have a freaking hope in Hades, and it doesn't matter how hard you hustle. It's just not going to work out for various reasons, but it's a desperation elephant.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard.
Horrible for them because these people, these women, they've signed up for these things. Often it is women because they're at home with kids. They need the flexibility. They're signing up for something, like you said, with very little training. They're left in the deep end. They've invested money and they have no skill. They have no skill base. They haven't studied. To become an old-fashioned marketer back in the day, you'd study. You worked your way up in the ranks to become good at sales. And now people are just handing over a product and going, sell it. But they don't know the science behind sales. So correct for me to say, so our topic tonight is selling is not pushy. But is it correct for me to say selling is not pushy, desperation is pushy, lack of education in sales is pushy? Yeah?
Golden fucking nugget right there. Yeah. That's such a good one. That's such a good one.
Renee says, Sandy, StarViking. Ooh, hang on.
Renee, you know us too well. I was going to say, so I went to university to do a dance education degree. That is my training, and I've now gone further studies in education. That has been my training. Nothing in business, nothing in marketing, nothing in sales. I have learned as I have gone. And my first business, me to it. My first business, how I learned sales is I did fucking cold calling. Because I'll tell you what, I'm a shit marketer. That's not my... I'm not great. As Sandy will know, Sandy knows fixing up most of my marketing posts and my color coordination and all the rest of it. That's not my jam. I fucking suck. But, hey, I learned my sales because I got on the freaking phone and I called and I studied and I researched the different companies and organizations that I want to connect. And I called, and my first business, I was connecting with schools. So you got to get the right person. And this is the same for any organization. If you're selling, if you're B2B, you're selling, you've got to get the right person on the phone. And so I would make best fucking friends with that admin lady, because every time she answered the phone, if I could get her in a good mood, she'd put me straight through. And they'd also give me extra little tips on, make sure you say this, or this is what they're looking for, or there was discussions around this. I would make friends with the lady who was in charge of the phone. You know, she was key. That was a key relationship and a key part of my process in sales. And because we build up a rapport, like I'd find out about their kids, their grandkids, I'd ask about them, we'd have a little chat on the phone. That's right. I'd build a genuine relationship, and she would direct me, and I'd be on her priority list. Like, she would help me out because we built up a relationship. Like, we became friends over the phone because I'd call that much just to try and find someone and get them on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, it helps. Sales is, it's empathy led, but empathy leads to building a relationship of some kind. You know the person, they know you, and you never know. Sometimes when you're going in cold, you never know who the person, the decision maker is. That's fine. You never dismiss anyone, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, you can build relationships with everyone, and they can lead you to the next relationship, to the next relationship, to the person who you actually need to talk to. And then suddenly you've got this long line of relationships, of referrals of people who are like, this is a good person, you're going to want to work with them.
Yeah.
And there's like half the freaking sales pitch done for you.
Yep.
It's like that. It's that easy, but it is a process.
Yeah. You've literally tied up, because you've tied up the end there. It says, because in the end, people buy from people. There's got to be that human element. And I'm sorry, being crop dusted with a copy paste in Messenger is not me buying.
Fuck off.
I don't know. Like, okay, so do you guys remember the old Tupperware parties? I don't even know if they still do them, but in South Africa, there was a Tupperware party. And I got invited along. I was like, I got no money for Tupperware. I have lots of like ice cream tubs in my cupboard. I don't need Tupperware. I got ice cream tubs. I'm fine. And this was in South Africa, and there was this lady, and she was a blonde lady, and she put on different characters. So throughout the evening, she was all these caricatures of different people she had known in her life. Some extravagant, some with accents, some from around the world. And we laughed so hard because she was just spot on, and it was so much fun. And she never sold us a thing. She just told us about her experiences with this specific Tupperware as a character. So as a character should tell jokes about this Tupperware. And at the end of the night, she cleared out. She sold everything. She had everything she had with her sold and catalog orders. She never told us to buy a thing.
Yeah.
But she was just so much fun. We connected with her as a human being. She took all the seriousness out of the sales and made it into a theatrical event. And remember what I said when you first came on? I said, the person needs to already have done the sale in their own head before they ask you to buy the thing from you. They already need to have made the sale. They want the thing before they even contact you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Renee, it was amazing. Yeah, she really was. She was phenomenal. And that was just a natural ability, because I've been to lots of those sorts of at-home demonstration type things. And usually it's just dry as a bone. You're eating snacks that are gluten-free. I'm sorry, guys. Like made from tapioca and xanthan gum. And you're just trying your best to pay attention to all the facts. Whereas having someone who had such fun with the product made us all sell the product to ourselves in our head.
Because 100%.
Funny stories. Meanwhile, I've spent way too much on the Tupperware. I never had a funny story with the Tupperware, but
Yeah, you go home, you're like, hang on, what the fuck is this?
I didn't even make meringue. Why did I buy this egg whipper? Like, what the hell? Why? And why is it handheld when I have a machine at home? What am I doing?
Yeah. But it worked. Hey, great. Yeah.
So that's it.
No like trust.
Sales
no like trust.
A place of creativity. The heart of sales needs to be far removed from desperation. As we said, desperation is pushy. Sales is not pushy.
And I do so much sales training now. I've done a lot of sales talks and a lot of sales trainings with different teams. And what I found, and I've been to sales trainings now, and what I find interesting is the way that the angle that I've always come from it, again, is empathy-led, empathy-driven, rather than like, here's the script, make sure step 1, do this, step 2, because I'm like, no, guys, you've got to develop your own intuition muscle around this, right? Yeah. You've got to make the calls because it's based on the individual standing in front of you. And so, definitely my sales training is a lot different, which I didn't even realize, but it's a lot different to some of the standards crap that's going on out there.
Yeah. And it's, I feel like if you are really and truly excited about your product, you're not just going to only share it when you're copy pasting, crop dusting strangers on Facebook and their messenger, but you'll be talking about it all the time. And sales happens in the weirdest places. Like there's this whole joke in my family that I can sell ice to an Eskimo, but I never mean it though. I'll just be literally in the bread section at Coles, and there'll be a type of bread where you knock on and the crust crackles. And I just go off about this bread. Oh my God, it's so good. And then I had it with butter and I'm just talking to whoever's with me, my friend, who isn't interested in bread at all. But I'm so excited that I don't see all the hands reaching and all these strangers buy that bread. And when I look back down, there's only the one I'm holding and all 3 loaves are gone because the people bought it because I was going off about it. And that's sales, that people go, oh, I want it. So that's the challenge. Yeah. How do you make people really want the thing you're selling?
Well, like you said, you've got to believe in it. You've got to believe in it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good topic. Good topic. I think we've managed to find some good nuggets here. Bless us with our little pickaxes mining through these things. Oh my God, is it my accent? Thanks, Renee. Renee says it's my accent that makes people buy. I know.
Well, I have to say, you are very generous. You are very, like, and I've seen you when you find something that you're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You go off and you're like, this is amazing. It's your stuff, it's someone else's stuff. Like, you go off. You're an unstoppable force. But again, but that is it. You're exactly, that is sales, and that's what it needs to be. That's right. And I get that it's hard selling our own stuff or selling ourselves. Like, I get that. It is hard. But then again, if you really don't like sales and you're really not good at it, you can hire people who make commission to and sell for you. Do you know what I mean? Hire someone else to do it. Like, there's ways around it. It's not impossible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've got
to. We've got
just wait 2 seconds. I got to just wait 2 seconds. I'm gonna have to go. That's it. That's my time. That's my time.
Thank you. Good luck with all your businesses, and remember, don't be pushy. Just be passionate. Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.